This is Jeffrey Tucker. I'm here with Professor Robert Murphy. When I say here, what I mean is that I'm in Auburn, Alabama, and he's in Tennessee, and we're doing this within the technology of the Mises classroom. This is what people have been using for 6 weeks to 6 months now, I suppose, listening to lectures on economics, on history, on philosophy. In real time, people from around the world are able to log on and hear Professor Murphy or whoever happens to be teaching in this very environment, which is close up, it's personal. You have a professor come into your living room, onto your kitchen table, whatever it's going to be, and you can go to school. So I'm going to go browse over here to the Mises Academy and ask Professor Murphy to say a few words about the Mises Academy, about the technology we're using right now, and also his forthcoming class on the principles of economics.
Well, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, this has really been a wonderful experience, very surprising experience. I think we all have known for years that at one point it will be possible for us to give lectures and do courses online, but we thought, surely that's going to be in the distant future, and it's here. With the online business cycle classes that I did, which was the inaugural one for the Mises Academy, we had about 200 students sign up. They were literally from all over the world. We had people in not only in Europe, but in China and Australia and so on. And I would give my lectures. They would all tune in using the software that the Mises Institute set up. And I would just be in my office looking at my laptop camera, and they could see me, and I'd give the lecture, and they would email questions, and I'd field live Q&A sessions. And really, the response was tremendous. People were very satisfied, and went across the board, both for our part and the students' part, everybody was really impressed by just how relatively smoothly the whole thing went. So what we're doing now in September is I'm going to be offering a 10-week course on the principles of economics. And the idea is this should be your first economics class. So if you're a young student, even as young as 6th or 7th grade, this class is for you. And also adults who have just never really taken an official economics course can sign up as well. In fact, my own mother told me that she's going to take this course, so I'm sort of nervous. I'm going to be on my best behavior because my mom's going to be watching. But we're going to go through, do solid principles introduction in the beginning, just talk about what is economics. Then we'll go through and deal with price formation. How is it that prices get formed? And through all of this, I'm going to just make sure that we don't use any terminology or any arguments that would be beyond the reach of somebody who could be in 7th grade. And so it's ideal for homeschoolers, parents, if they have students who want to learn free market economics. This is really where their first stop should be.
Having read through the draft of the book, I'm so excited about this. I feel sure that this is the book that we've all been waiting for. There was another high school text written within the Austrian tradition back in the 1960s, I guess, and it's good. It's by Bettina Grace, but this is an update, and this is, I would say, in some sense, more pedagogically effective. It's written in beautiful language, and we're rushing very quickly to get it into print in time for the class, but right now we have the beta version online, so nobody even has to buy the course. Nobody has to buy the book.
Well, that's right, yeah. So the principles course, the main textbook for it is going to be what's called Lessons for the Young Economist, which is this new textbook that I'm writing. And you're right, Jeff, it is the beta version. The PDF is available at Mises.org if people want to just sample and see what it is, or if they just, if they don't want to sign up for the course and they want to just print out some chapters for their homeschooling students right now, they're free to do that. And you're right, we did look out, and there were some materials that homeschooling parents were using to teach their young children economics, things like Mayberry's Whatever Happened to Penny Candy, like you said, Bettina Gray's syllabus. But it seemed like there wasn't something that was a real textbook that sort of started from scratch and taught them a wide range of principles that wasn't at the college level, or the high school textbooks that people were using. They weren't really. There wasn't enough meat there, at least from an Austrian perspective. So that's what we're trying to offer with this Lessons for the Young Economist, is just a basic introduction to free market thinking, talking about price controls, tariffs, the problems with socialism, but again, all written with language that even a junior high student can understand.
What has been the reaction of your students you've had so far? Of course, this Mises Academy is all about pleasing the customer, and the student in this case is the customer. Have people been happy?
Yes, they have. Really, the comments were overwhelmingly positive after the business cycle course, which was the first one we did. There had been a few technical snags in the first week or two, but we got those ironed out, and it was smooth sailing from that point onward. And not only did people like the content, saying, hey, this is great, now I really understand Austrian business cycle theory, thanks so much, but they were impressed by just the level of customer service. Like you said, that a lot of these students had taken online courses from traditional colleges where they certainly weren't treated as the customer is always right. It was just they were a number, and they were charged a big amount of money, and they didn't get much individual attention, whereas here, we're charging far less than a typical college online course would cost, and we're providing much more individualized attention. That if somebody has a technical problem, they get answered right away. Or if somebody has an issue with, they don't understand the reading and they send me an email, I typically answer them within a day or two, whereas other classes, they get lost in the shuffle. So we do, as you say, this is a business, and so we are focused on pleasing the consumer, and it's really, I think everyone's been happy so far with it. I think it's just going to continue to grow.
I've been watching this online classroom thing for more than 10 years, trying to see at what point the technology would be ready for this kind of deployment. And I've known other people that have taken online classes in various venues, and there's so many downloads and so many technical things that have gone wrong in the past. I was thrilled when I saw what we're capable of within this environment we're talking on right now, and also within the general framework that we have here for the Mises Academy. It really does seem that the time has come. There's nothing to download. The students get to where we are right now just by going to a web address. And they're able to have the transcripts permanently stored for them within our classroom environment. All the readings there, even the tests, the multiple choice exams are right there for them. And again, no downloads, no particular technical skills are required. It's just a matter of showing up, and same as you would find your classroom at the regular university.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's a very versatile environment that you have the box showing the live video feed. So if I'm giving my lecture, you've got the central screen where I can be showing them, for example, a PowerPoint presentation, just walking through the lecture points, or I can have a different box showing a whiteboard, as it were, where I can draw supply and demand graphs and things like that, which I'll be doing in the principles class. And then there's also a chat box where students can be asking each other questions about what did he say, or typically they might be making jokes about the lecture. And then the way we were doing it, we'd have a live Q&A session where I'd give the standard lecture, and then we'd take a little break, and then I'd come back and just spend time fielding questions from the students. So they would email my email account, and I would go and check that and field the questions that way, and then of course I would read the question aloud and then give my response. And a lot of the students, that was the most enjoyable part of the course for them, because they were getting live feedback from me, and they felt like for the money they were spending, to have that much of me answering their questions was what they were looking for. So that's right. Some of the students were taking the business cycle class just for that. So I really think that this is a very versatile platform that can just going to keep growing, and as more professors get involved and offer their own specialized courses, the offerings the Mises Institute is going to make available through the Academy are it's limitless.
Yes. Well, I'm looking forward to the course. I will register for it myself, and look forward to hearing what your class, this class, and many others in the future. And I think the future's bright for this little venue, don't you think?
Oh, I think so. I think that we're just going to keep offering more classes, and yes, that this really is, again, budding Austrian scholars now. They have this outlet. Like, this is just one more mechanism by which Austrians can go into the sort of production of more scholarship in the Austrian tradition, and it's not going to be throwing their career away. That this is becoming a bigger market, and I think we're just going to see it grow in popularity.
Thank you, Dr. Murphy.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.